Well, my name is Rob Vandenberg, and I'm the president of IDEAS. And I welcome everybody to the annual general meeting that is hosted by IPDET, which is now becoming a little bit of a tradition, or maybe it is actually a big tradition. I think before I was president, Ray Rist, who's present here, organized annual general meetings at IPDET as well. So this is the one opportunity that we have for a global organization like IPDET to talk to a group of our members. We know that not everybody can come here, and but we also have now a relatively new tradition then that we videotape the annual general meeting, and that we put this on the website, so that actually people who were not able to be present in person would be able to at least see what was discussed at the annual general meeting. We have with us here our Ponge from Kenya. He is a board member of IDEAS, and he is a fellow IPDET participant here in Ottawa. So any further questions that you may have about IDEAS, always take the opportunity to ask Ponge about this. And we have online Christina Magro, our secretary of the board. And Christina, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hi from Brazil.
So now you know that she can actually talk to you through Skype, and she can hear what you're saying. And we wanted to have Suta Mondong, our vice president of IDEAS, online as well. But so far she hasn't checked in with us. Robert, how do we check whether, could we check again whether she's now online? So we'll make a last effort to... Christina, no, can you see that?
She's not online.
She's not online yet. Okay. In that case, but
she does.
Yeah, Christina, can you warn us if you see that she's getting online? Can you warn us, and then we'll invite Robert to make the connection again. Okay, thanks very much. So the agenda that we have for today was that first of all, of course, I would open the meeting. This has already happened. The second item of the agenda would be to establish the agenda, so that's what we're doing now. The third item would be preparing for the Global Assembly 2015 in Bangkok, which is going to take place from 26 to 30 October. And this consists mainly of me updating you on what is happening so far and how we are progressing with all of the arrangements. Then we would discuss opportunities to get involved with IDEAS, some possibilities that are there for especially new members to become involved, thematic groups actually, other initiatives, and a newsletter that we want to set up. And lastly, we wanted to have a discussion about what your expectations are of IDEAS and how you would hope to contribute to the organization. So the two sides of being a member of IDEAS. And then we have other business and closing of the meeting. Is this agenda okay? I see many people nodding. So, okay, let's move on to item number 3 of the agenda in that case. Preparing for the Global Assembly 2015. Well, actually we hope that registration for the Global Assembly is going to open up tomorrow or 1 or 2 days later, depending on some of the web page issues that need to be resolved. But basically, we are ready to start registration for the Global Assembly. So those of you who can and want to attend, you will be able to start registering for the event in the very near future, because everything is now sorted out. We have a venue and we have a hotel. The venue is going to be the Hilton Millennium Hotel in Bangkok, which is an excellent hotel, really great facilities. It's going to be excellent for the purposes of the conference. And we have a number of rooms available in the hotel for an excellent rate, for a cheap rate. But this is especially available for people who register quickly. So there is the earlier you are with registration, the easier it is to get the low rate. There will be other hotels as well that will offer lower rates, especially the Conrad Hotel, which is on the other side of the river, but within easy distance from the Hilton Millennium. So as usual, there will be other possibilities as well to book hotel rooms. For those who are being sponsored, hotels will be arranged for the people who are being sponsored. The main issue is, of course, whether the program is of interest. And we believe that we are assembling a program that is going to be very appealing to a large audience of evaluators. The main theme of the conference is going to be evaluating sustainable development. You all know about the Sustainable Development Goals that are going to be accepted in September this year. This means that governments, donors, NGOs, other agencies active in development are going to shift focus, are going to adopt the new paradigm of sustainable development. Many of them already did this before these goals were adopted, but it's now going to basically become the dominant paradigm in development, and so it should also become the dominant paradigm in evaluation of development. And this is the issue that we really want to focus on at the IDEAS conference. The IDEAS conference is going to be held in parallel with the NEC conference, the National Evaluation Capacities Conference organized by UNDP. And if I understand correctly, Indra Naidu in his lunch talk today at IPDET actually referred to the collaboration between NEC and IDEAS. And we believe that this forms also a kind of a perfect marriage in a way. The NEC conference dealing with the government side of it, dealing with the sustainable development goals that governments have actually signed up to. And the IDEAS conference that is basically more looking at the professional aspects of this. How should this then be translated into evaluation approaches? What does it mean for our instruments and our tools as evaluators? What are the kinds of skills that we need to have as evaluators to do this? And this will take form especially in several joint sessions. So we've planned both joint keynote addresses and joint sessions. And these joint sessions are also going to be on very interesting topics. For example, South-South collaboration, which is increasingly becoming an important issue. It's something that is adding to the richness and the diversity in development cooperation, in possibilities to learn from one another between countries. We're going to have a special joint session on market-oriented initiatives, which is going to be highly important in an age where we want to achieve green growth and sustainable development, not only social and economic, but also environmentally. So that's another joint session that we believe is going to be highly important. There's going to be a joint session on professionalization and credentialing, which actually will look at this both from the perspective of the profession and from the perspective of governments. What kind of capacity do they need to have? We will have other joint sessions. I won't elaborate on all of them, but we believe that the program itself is going to be quite interesting. And as IDEAS, we are currently working very hard on looking at all the abstracts that we've received. We have received no less than 200 abstracts for people who want to present experiences and interesting new developments in evaluation of sustainable development to the conference. Many of them will want to be sponsored, and at the moment we don't have that many sponsorships available, but there are also quite a number of people who will be funded by their organization and will be sponsored by others. We will certainly continue to look at increased possibilities for sponsorships. But the situation is, as you know, that donors are reducing the budgets that they have. One of the reasons why they are stressing so much market-oriented development is because they tend to have less money themselves. And so they are looking for others to take over this burden. We're approaching philanthropic foundations, institutes, and so on, but we don't know how successful that will be in the longer run. So let us see how we can do this. But in the meantime, you may have all kinds of questions about the Global Assembly, about the issues that we will raise during the Global Assembly. So I actually would want to invite you to raise questions. Do we have a microphone that we can hand around to people who would want to ask questions? I'm just saying this also from, of course we can hear what you're saying, but in order for this to be also registered for the video, that we're doing a video registration of this meeting, which will be posted on the website of IDEAS. So better ask some intelligent questions, I would say. And then I'll try to answer them intelligently. So, I may have said the wrong thing to to invite you to. But maybe you just want to raise issues.
Yeah, I don't know whether. Yes, I've been sharing with my fellow participants about the Global Assembly and especially the submission of abstracts. And some of them have been asking me questions, especially on the area that I was stressing on them, on mentoring emerging evaluators. And some of them at least have submitted abstracts, and some wanted to find more, to get more information about it, maybe beyond what I could be able to explain to them. Maybe if they could possibly ask the questions here now so that the President can respond. I can see a few faces of some of those who have submitted abstracts.
Okay. No volunteers yet. Well, on the mentoring program, this is definitely something that that IDEAS wants to establish. We want to have a mentoring program, and we actually believe that it could be very worthwhile in two directions. That mentoring is not just an issue of, let's say, experienced evaluators mentoring emerging evaluators, but usually emerging evaluators have also something to contribute. New, fresh ideas, but also perspectives or even professional experience that the experienced evaluators don't have. So we believe that this could be a two-way street, and we would want to set it up like that. So this is definitely something that we'll have, that we'll look for. Ponga has been initiating this and has actually written a proposal on this, and I assume you have shared it with people as well, your proposal.
Yes.
And what I was impressed in the proposal that Ponga wrote is that there is actually, it's actually been evaluated. Mentoring programs have been evaluated, and there is empirical evidence that they work. So as guardians of evidence we actually have an additional argument in this regard to potential donors. We basically can tell them, look, this has been proven to work. So if you believe in evidence, then and evidence-based policies, well, give us some money to make this possible and help and support this. So we're active in that regard as well, but so far we have not been successful. Maybe I think it's also good to move on to some of the initiatives that we have. So opportunities to get involved with ideas. We have these thematic groups, and actually we've tried to revitalize them for the IDEAS Global Assembly. So this is linked actually to the Global Assembly. We thought that if a thematic group is, for example, dealing with healthcare, then this group should actually be involved in preparing the healthcare or the health stream of presentations at the Global Assembly. And this is what we've done, and we've basically worked hard at getting the thematic groups involved in looking at the abstracts as well. Ponga, maybe you can say something, or Christina. Christina is actually coordinating all of this and coordinating the thematic groups. Can you say a bit about how active the thematic groups have been for the Global Assembly and what you've done so far?
Well, the thematic groups were quite sleepy along all these years. The last 2 years, probably, I'm not sure, but we now have active participation of the education, ITIG, the climate change, the equity and gender. And we have other proposals also as for capacity development. So the ITIG is a very good opportunity for all members to contribute to ideas, to develop new approaches to evaluation, new or even to test what is available in terms of theories and methods. So I think it's great to be involved in the ITIGs. The teams are very up to date, and I think they really us to have a good idea, a good and focused idea of what we can do with within evaluation. So our groups are trying to regain forces. We will have meetings with ITIG coordinators and for all participants of the Global Assembly. There will be presentations of what has been done so far within climate change, health, equity and gender, and education. Okay?
Thank you, Christina.
This is it.
Any questions on this? Yes. Can we get a microphone over to...
Yeah, thank you for the presentation so far. My name is Ahmed from Egypt. Just a question about also the GA itself. How big is the event itself? What's the total number of people that you are expecting in such events? And what will be the format of the event itself? Will it be a plenary sessions? Will it be a mixture of workshop, plenary sessions? The sessions itself will be parallel to each others, or will be just one day for health, one day for gender, one day for education? And for abstract itself, will it be just poster abstracts, or abstract will be just speakers as well? So I think it will help a lot in raising the ideas of the people who are interested to attend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Let me say a bit about the program that we have and the people that we hope will attend. Actually, we don't know how many people will attend, but in general, previous global assemblies have had, I think, around 150 participants, up to 250, depending on where it was held and the number of people that were sponsored and could come in. But it's a fairly large meeting. In addition, there will be then about 120 to 150 participants at the NEC conference. So all in all, you would have a group of somewhere between 300 and 400 people, I think, present for these joint sessions. And for separate sessions, it would be lower. The keynote, the conference is 3 days, basically, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Would start off with a plenary keynote address. This would be joined with the NEC conference, so it's a large group of people and a distinguished speaker. There would be interaction with the audience. And then the conferences would go their separate ways. So the NEC conference would have its own sessions, and IDEAS would have its own sessions. In general, these would follow parallel streams. So you would have, in the case of IDEAS, we envisage 5 separate parallel streams of work. And the ITECs, the thematic groups, would be basically, that is the organizing principle. And these streams would be held in smaller rooms and would consist of presentations of evaluation experiences or alternatively panel sessions, depending a bit on what was proposed and how this would fit into the program. Then at the end of the day, there would be, Christina, in a moment.
Yes, we talked about panels, about communications in general, and workshops, etc., but also posters. we are trying to revitalize the poster presentation, which can be very, very lively also. It's not just something stick in there. So this year we called for posters also.
Yeah, so there will be poster sessions as well, but that's usually more in between sessions that you would go to the poster exhibition. The end of the second half of the afternoon, we would have these special joint sessions with NEC participants. And those are not plenary, but there are in fact then 3 of these special joint sessions taking place at the same time. So you would choose which one you would want to attend, but all of them are in larger rooms because that would be a larger group of people. And these special joint sessions would tend to be panel sessions because that's the only way that we can manage that. And there would be a social event hosted by the government of Thailand, and there would be an ideas dinner also on I think the Thursday evening. And very important is that there would be workshops taking place before the pre-conference workshops that actually are given by world-renowned experts who have something to offer, which would be training in specific subjects that are of relevance to the conference as well. So we have 10 of these workshops planned, which I also would urge you to look at when we publish the program. Christina, anything to add in this regard?
No, I think that's it. Well, since I was in IPDET, since I'm an IDEAS member, I have been going to the global assemblies, to these conferences biannually. And it is really interesting to be there with other IDEAS members, to be with experienced evaluators, and to see the practices around the globe. So I really encourage people to go to, and it's fun. It's really fun. I really encourage people to go to the conference.
Yep. I can personally only support that. Before I ever knew that I would be president of IDEAS, I also attended. I've attended all of the global assemblies of IDEAS and all of the. And even the one conference that was held that was not called a General Assembly, but a biannual conference. And they were all very interesting. They were all, one of the reasons I think is that IDEAS is really the only professional evaluation association that is completely focused on international development issues. And it's the only one also that is fully devoted to discussing development problems and development issues and development evaluation as a source of evidence for how we can further help and support people working in the direction of sustainable development. So it's rather than for example, the American Evaluation Association, which has a mega conference every year, there are many of the subjects at that conference are not really focused at international development. They may be on some rather restricted subject within a specific subdiscipline. Bonga, do you want to add anything on the Global Assembly?
Maybe on membership and participation in these ITIGs. The ITIGs are the IDEAS thematic interest groups, and I think if you go to the IDEAS website, you'll click on the button on how to is it how to engage or something like that, then you'll see the different ITICs under the different themes. For example, on impact evaluations, we have one on education, one on credentialing and professionalization. So you can just click on one of those groups you are interested in and then maybe follow the procedures of applying to be a member of that particular group so that you can contribute actively in the small groups. And then another thing about membership, IDEAS introduced this year youth membership, and this one was targeting like those who are under 30. Yes, ideally we wanted to capture all those who are in the emerging category, emerging evaluators category, but we realized that there are some who are over 30. Yes, they are in the old age category, but they are shifting, let's say, from one profession into evaluation, so they are emerging evaluators. So the most important thing here is for those who are under 30, when Linda was reading the demographics of the participants for IPDET the ones who are going for the whole month, 4 weeks, I saw that only 8% were under 30. But still, you can make use of that. The under 8% who are under 30, after the expiry of this 1 year, which you have been paid for by IPDET to be members of IDEAS, try and renew your membership. It's only $25 for 1 year for the under 30. But for the over 30, depending on whether you're from developing or developed country, you can pay $45 for 1 year or $100 for 3 years for the developing countries. But the best deal would be to go for $300 for life, because there's a likelihood that it may even be increased, especially for the developing countries. From $300 for life, it may rise to $500, so you better take advantage of that. Yeah, and I welcome you particularly to, I know most of you are emerging evaluators, some of you are in the youth category. I welcome you to join the Emerging Evaluators Working Group, which I'm heading at IDEAS, and also the Gender and Equity Focused Evaluation Thematic Interest Group, which I'm also working on. Most welcome to join the group so that we can work together.
Yeah, there are seats available here up front. So, yes, we have a question over there.
Thank you. I'd like to know what does our membership entail?
Well, there is a range of benefits that members have, but it's basically using the full resources of IDEAS on professionalization and being a member of a thematic group, and so enjoying direct contact with colleagues working on the same issues. We've also seen, actually, that for several people, several colleagues, actually membership of IDEAS is also proof to their employer that they are active in the professional community of evaluators. So it works in both ways. Of course, we hope that all members of IDEAS are active within IDEAS, but it then also reflects back on your curricula vitae. If you're a member, it shows that you've been active as a professional. And this actually leads to benefits vis-a-vis your employer and vis-a-vis training opportunities. We've provided letters of support to evaluators who wanted to apply for sponsorship for training programs and so on. So those are some of the benefits, but main benefits should be actually on the professionalization side. And then we're leading actually into the agenda item on what your expectations are for of ideas, and but also how you could potentially contribute to ideas. It's actually on this issue of the professional side of your profession, so to say, that you can potentially benefit from ideas, but can also contribute to ideas by raising issues of ethics or tools, methods, approaches, and working in thematic groups with colleagues to identify, for example, international best practices. Yeah, the full list is actually on the website.
The benefits.
But you wanted to add something on the benefits, Christina? Or
Yes, we are planning to carry a survey among IPDETers who become IDEAS members and former IDEAS members, current IDEAS members, to listen to them and understand what are the expectations that they have or that you have from an association, a professional association, and how do you think you could contribute, and how we could improve our networking for our members. Because one thing that is very important in one association like this is the networking, the mutual support that we can give to each other, the continuous capacity building using resources that the association offers and will publish in their site and makes happen when we have the conferences. And especially in ideas, we have international discussions which are important. This year we have the challenge of introducing the frame of mind of sustainability in our evaluation practice. And to discuss this in the international level is particularly important. We have had also some interesting opportunities within ideas, like to draw the competencies framework for development evaluators. We know that this has impacted positively other associations to build or to specify their competencies regarding their particular countries. So we will carry a survey among you and former members and current members to hear you. We certainly wish to improve our capacity to gather good intelligence, good ideas, and to improve what we are doing. And also, we would like you to focus and to understand better what ideas can do, being the only international association of this kind.
Yeah, and indeed to put a bit of emphasis on the professional aspect of it, IDEAS is also one of the few professional evaluation associations that has ethics guidelines. I was actually quite surprised about this because I've always operated in organizations that had ethics guidelines, like the Global Environment Facility in Washington, D.C. But an inventory of ethics guidelines in professional associations shows that approximately 10% of them have ethics guidelines. So it's also, what are the issues that a professional association is discussing, and what are they focusing on, and how are they supporting you in your profession? And we've seen actually consultancy firms applying for tenders for evaluation jobs, advertising in the tender process that they are actually following the ethics guidelines of IDEAS. So using this as a selling argument to sell their product as something that is ethically sound. Of course, that's the proof of the pudding is in the eating, so it doesn't really, but it shows you how important these professional issues are. Competency, skills, credentialing, ethics, and so on. And then, of course, there is the thematic perspective. We realized that that for us as an organization, the biggest problem is communication. If you have a global organization, it's very difficult to communicate globally to everybody, and to keep and to connect everybody to everybody. It's very difficult because of time differences, because of cultural differences, because of geographical differences, and so on. And so the best way to do that is to focus on groups that are indeed focusing on very specific issues like the mentoring program, like professionalization, credentialing, like the thematic groups. But then we still know that we are facing a big challenge in ensuring that everybody could communicate with everybody. And for this, we actually need the help of some of the younger evaluators who are fully versed in the social media, for example, which we often tend not to be. So I've recently started a Twitter account, but I can't really say that I'm very successful in putting it to practice yet. So, indeed, what are your expectations, and how would you like to contribute? Yes.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to talk about expectations yet. Two simple questions. One, is there a relationship between ideas and then the regional or national evaluating societies? You want to know that. And then two, I think last time I had seen Ideas Institute. There's an Ideas Institute in Senegal. There's an Ideas Institute in Montreal. And I want to know again, do these institutions have any link with Ideas as a professional body? And I mean, if it is, what are they supposed to do? Okay.
Well, to start with the last question, Ideas is not copyrighted or trademarked, so we basically, there are lots of organizations that have Ideas in their name, and unfortunately they have, or fortunately, I don't know, they have nothing to do with Ideas. So there is no linkage between them. But on the other issue, the national and regional associations, there tend to be very strong linkages between national and regional organizations and Ideas. And we have the living proof here next to us, because Ponga is actually also the treasurer of the Kenyan Evaluation Association. So a powerful man. And the connections are actually quite strong. We have also with us Richard Levine, who is the chair of the South African Monitoring and Evaluation Association. And we are in regular contact about evaluation issues, talk to each other. We have, I'll be a guest at the SAMEA conference in October. There are lots of issues that we discuss, and for example, about credentialing. What is reasonable from a regional or a national perspective? How could Ideas from the global perspective potentially support efforts at the regional level or the national level? So there are all kinds of, it's a very interesting field of work. And apart from these personal linkages, there are also linkages with the IOCE, the International Organization for Cooperation and Evaluation, which is the umbrella organization for all the national and regional associations. So, and IDEAS is a bit of the odd one out because it's the only global evaluation association for professionals to be a personal member of. So, but it's quite an interesting field, and there's a lot of back and forth, and so I hope that answered your question. Ponga, yeah.
Yeah, just with regard to the link between ideas, our ideas and the other ideas, is I think the problem could be possibly in Google search also. Yeah, we just changed our website, the initial website, into a new one, and we also changed the domain name. So it would be better if you could get the actual domain name, because if you click on the old one, ideas-int.org, if you click on it, it will take you to blank, or it maybe suggest for you the International Development Economics Association, something like that. So I think the best would be to get, I did share the brochure, the ideas brochure with some of you on the first day when you were registering, but you could just write it down. It is ideas, www.ideas-global.org, so that it doesn't confuse you with the other ideas that we have around. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, please.
Asad Abdullah from UNDP. I am the Senior Planning and Monitoring Evaluation Officer at UNDP Sudan. One of the things that I would like you to elaborate more about, who is the evaluator. For example, in UNDP, we do not administrate evaluation by ourselves, but we are part of the game, you know. We are conjugate to the evaluator. I manage evaluation, I start from the planning, I do monitoring, but I never ever, do evaluation. So in the credentialing and career pathway, the planned one, you will consider that, because you need to diversify your portfolio of, career pathway. And one of the experience that I've been part of it is having, foundational level, partitional level, and advanced partitional level. Also the consideration, as you mentioned, that you are looking for global outreach. So you need to think about e-learning as one of the solution, and ability to sit for these career exams or credentiality through online exam, because as you are aware, right now it is not everybody affordable, or organization will support that. It is needed. For example, I can talk about UNDP in my position in the country office. I am an E officer, but I cannot say that I am a cadre of M&E. I didn't pass through exam or a pathway. In opposite to my previous experience at DFID, to be advisory as RBM, you have to go to level 1, advisor 2 and 3, which I believe it is something that we need in UN agency to make sure that we have the necessary talent, to enable to achieve our strategic objective in our different organizations. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a very interesting point. First of all, indeed, we are involved in evaluation in different ways. Some of us are evaluation managers, others are evaluators. Sometimes we are consultants doing evaluation. Sometimes we are researchers doing evaluation in addition to other things that we're doing. And this whole range from outsourcing evaluations to doing evaluations yourself. In all cases, we need to know what evaluation is and how it should be done. You cannot outsource evaluations if you're not aware of what evaluation is. I mean, you may actually hire the wrong people, and you may not ask the right questions. So this whole range of competencies and skills is there and should be taken care of. And this is then leading into the issue of credentialing or qualification. You mentioned the DFID system. there are at the moment two movements happening. One of them is in organizations, where organizations are setting up credentialing systems, like DFID is doing. And my feeling is that if all of these organizations are doing this, then we will get a very fragmented system, because they may ask for different things. And if you qualify for DFID, you may not qualify for UNDP, and so on. So this is not a good thing. In many other professions, we see actually that the professional organizations are really taking care of this, like, for example, in auditors, in auditing. And this is the second stream of work. There are professional associations that are working on this, and we actually, IDEAS has actually been one of the active professional associations in this regard. And Linda Mora has actually, for a long time, led the group within IDEAS to work on professionalization, together with Frédéric Martin and others. She worked on, Christina was involved as well. There was a lot of work in IDEAS to establish this. And there are several other associations that are also doing this. And this has led to credentialing being accepted in Canada and Japan. But again, the situation that we face, if that each country is doing this individually, then what is the final result of this? It will be fragmentation again. Potentially, IDEAS could play a role in coming to a kind of a more global understanding of this, and bridge what is happening in these national and regional organizations. So we definitely hope to do that, and this is the reason why we are organizing a special joint session, NEC and IDEAS, in Bangkok on professionalization and credentialing, to see whether we can go for a higher level of work than just what organizations are doing and what national or regional organizations are doing, but to come to a better understanding of what it means to be a professional evaluator. So this is our aim, and if you want to help and support us in this, then please become a member, or you will become a member because you're at IPDET, but continue to be a member and support us in achieving issues like e-learning and so on. So yes. Other questions or issues? Yes.
My question is to Mr. Ponge. Could you please elaborate about the modality of emerging evaluator mentoring program? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. About the mentoring program, it is an idea that I came up with when I joined the IDEAS board in April last year, and had seen it and even had first-hand information from youthful practitioners or youthful people who had just finished training in evaluation. And even an example of my colleague from Sudan, who is saying that he's got the title of monitoring and evaluation officer, but he's saying that he's not done any evaluation. So the issue that prompted this was that when these development organizations, when they want people to do for them evaluations, the first thing that they ask for is experience. And you're given like 5 years experience in evaluation and things like that. And now here we have somebody who's just finished bachelor's degree or a master's degree in evaluation, does not have any experience. Where are you going to expect this person to get experience if you will continue just giving the opportunities to those who already have experience? So there should be a transition period, for example, from when these were just finishing studies in evaluation and the time you expect them to get the experience to be able to do those big-scale evaluations. And that's where we are anticipating that this mentoring program will be like having the established evaluators, for example, like our President Rob here, holding my hands and saying, Ponge, this is how this is supposed to be done, you see. So during that period, as he mentors me, I'm getting the experience, so that when finally this big organization want that experience, you are able to say, I have 5 years experience because I've been doing this, right? And then also when we introduced this idea at Ideas, Rob also talked of the reverse mentoring, where he said that there are emerging technologies which the younger people are more conversant with than the older people. So as the older people try to mentor the younger ones in the traditional and the emerging methodologies of evaluation, the younger ones also could mentor them in trying to use modern technologies. Like, for example, he was talking about Twitter. I think, was it Dibazu who introduced you to, or Pablo?
Pablo.
I think Pablo, a former board member from Argentina, I think, yes. He's the one who introduced him to Twitter. Yeah, so these are some of the things that we need to embrace. The young can mentor the old, and the old can also mentor the young. And particularly about this mentoring program, we intend to launch it officially in October in Bangkok. And then once we launch it, then now we'll set it full stream in motion, where we'll have to start identifying the potential mentees and the potential mentors, and then we start to match them, and then we organize like a training session for the mentees separately, for the mentors separately, and then a joint training session for them, and then we set them in motion. Thank you.
Okay. In Bangkok, by the way, we will, at the annual general, at the Global Assembly, also have another general meeting. And we already have some issues for the agenda there. We want to look at the constitution of ideas and update it to the current situation. So it's still based, or it's still the original constitution, and we think the circumstances have changed, and some changes are justified. So we will come up with a proposal to the IDEAS members. So I'm looking at the time as well. I think we're running out of time almost. Maybe we should go over to, are there any other questions? Christina.
Yes. I would like to invite the participants of this meeting to read the competencies framework and the ethic guidelines. 2 years ago, we carried a survey on the competencies framework to know about the awareness, relevance, and uses that IDEAS members are doing. And it was amazing that we found that this framework itself was being used in various ways, as a tool for self-improvement, as a tool for setting up a capacity building program for him or herself, to assess capacities of others, to see if X or Y are capable of carrying an evaluation. So I think that this is already a nice way of checking how IDEAS is contributing to our own profession. And the ethics guidelines is very important too. Thank you, Rob, that I didn't mention this before, and you helped me with this. I think that today we cannot live with that. Well, although as Rob said, it's really hard to get connected with people all around the globe. We think it's easy because we have so many resources, but it's not. Sometimes we lose some ends, you know. But we cannot live without a good networking. We cannot live without a continuous capacity building. And I think that this is something that one association like this can do for us. But also it depends on us because we are the association. So we will hear you. I particularly want to hear you about what your expectations are, and we will do this from August on. We will pass this survey around, and I hope that we get good ideas from you also if you are not seeing very much from our side, but I think there is. You just visit our homepage and check check our documents. They are around there.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
And I think that Rob is just inaugurating a reverse mentoring program, inviting all the young people to tell us how to communicate the resources, internet resources better.
But yes, indeed, maybe that's a good point also to close everything from the formal side. A professional association is an association enfant, in the final analysis, where which is really a voluntary effort. The Board of Ideas is completely voluntary. None of us get paid 1 cent for anything that we do. And you, as an Ideas member, would not get paid 1 cent for what you would be doing either. Why are you then doing it? Because, in fact, you are committing yourself to your profession and you are contributing to your profession. And this is the way to do it. It's the way to interact with your colleagues and identify the things that need to progress, that need to further develop, and to contribute. And we have Sue Tamondong online. Wait a second, Sue. I was just finalizing an appeal to everybody that please do realize that a professional association is something that is a two-way street. You need to become active members, and we from the board are committing ourselves also to be active and interactive with you. So that's basically what professional associations are built on. So very happy to have Sue Tamondong. Sue, we were actually coming to the end of the meeting. So
yeah. My flight was delayed from London, so I just arrived in Lyon.
Okay, this is what we already speculated. I told the group that probably your flight is delayed. So, unfortunately, which airline should we blame?
It's EasyJet.
EasyJet. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure that EasyJet is easy to blame, so to say. I mean, this is what we expect from EasyJet, isn't it? So, okay. So we've had a very good annual general meeting, very interactive with the group here. We've talked about the General Assembly. We've talked about what to expect from a professional association, the work that we've been doing on professionalization, but also the work in preparation for the Global Assembly. Are there any words that you would want to specifically say to the group?
Yes, I would like to welcome everybody to Ideas, and I hope that we could work with them, with Christina, and we have a great team now, and we hope that we will be able to meet all of them in Thailand. Yes. Hi, everyone.